Can you imagine spending $22 million on something that isn't a house, a car, or even a private jet, but an entire island? Sounds wild, doesn't it? It almost feels like something only a Hollywood superstar would even consider. But here's the thing, Johnny Depp didn't buy his island just because he could. He didn't do it to show off, or because he wanted to throw lavish celebrity parties. No. He did it for something much, much deeper. Something personal. Something close to his heart. And when you hear the full story, you might just find yourself thinking differently about him too. Let me ask you this, how far would you go to honor the memory of someone you love? If you lost the person who meant everything to you, what would you do to keep their memory alive? Would you plant a tree in their name? Build something they always dreamed of? Or maybe just keep a quiet little corner in your home that reminds you of them? Most of us have felt that ache. That pull to do something, anything, to show how much they meant to us. To prove to ourselves and the world that their life mattered. That they're not forgotten. If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. Johnny felt that too. And his way of honoring his mother's memory might just be one of the most touching stories you'll ever hear. Let me take you back to where it all began. Johnny's mother, Betty Sue, wasn't rich. She wasn't famous. She didn't live some glamorous Hollywood life. In fact, she worked incredibly hard just to keep her family going. She was one of those quiet, tough women who put her kids first, even if it meant working herself to the bone. She worked multiple jobs, kept food on the table, and somehow found the strength to hold everything together even when it felt like the world was falling apart. Johnny grew up seeing that. He watched her push through exhaustion, push through pain, just to make sure her children were okay. And even as a little boy, he noticed something about her. She had this love for the ocean. She never said much about it, that wasn't her way. But when they'd visit the beach, Johnny could see it. She'd just stand there, staring at the waves, her face softening, like she was finally at peace. Like just standing by the sea let her breathe a little deeper. It wasn't a dream she ever chased. She couldn't. There were bills to pay, kids to raise. But Johnny never forgot. That quiet longing stayed with him, buried in his heart, even as his own life took off in the most unexpected way. When Johnny became famous, his life changed overnight. Suddenly he was one of the biggest stars in the world. There were flashing cameras everywhere he went, screaming fans, gossip magazines, people judging his every move. His world became loud and chaotic. But through all of that, through all the noise and the fame and the mess, he held on to that memory of his mom. Standing by the ocean. Dreaming. And then. She was gone. Betty Sue passed away. And Johnny found himself grieving not just her loss, but all the little pieces of her life that were never fulfilled. That quiet dream of hers, to have peace, to be near the sea, it never came true while she was alive. That thought broke his heart. So Johnny made a decision. He couldn't bring her back. But he could make her dream real in the only way he knew how. That's when he bought Little Hall's Pond Cay. A breathtaking private island in the Bahamas. The kind of place you see in travel magazines and think, that's too perfect to be real. Crystal clear turquoise waters. Powdery white sand. Palm trees swaying in the breeze. And silence. Just the sound of the waves. Peace. For Johnny, this wasn't just a purchase. It wasn't about adding another property to his portfolio or impressing his Hollywood friends. It was about creating something permanent for her. Something that carried her spirit. And he didn't stop there. He didn't just buy the island and walk away. He went even further. He named parts of the island after her. One beach, in particular, he named Betty Sue's Beach. That image, of him standing there, barefoot in the sand, the ocean stretching out in front of him, thinking of his mom, it's powerful, isn't it? It's not flashy. It's not loud. It's just, love. And what really strikes me is that he never turned this into a publicity stunt. He didn't call the press, didn't pose for glossy magazine covers about Johnny's tribute island. Most people didn't even know the full story for years. He kept it private. Quiet. Just like his mom was. You see, for Johnny, the island became a kind of sanctuary. Whenever the world got too loud, when the gossip and the court battles and the tabloids became too much, he'd go there. To Betty Sue's beach. To sit by the water and feel close to her. That's something we can all relate to, can't we? Having a place, even just a little corner somewhere, that feels like home. That feels like them. And here's the thing, you don't need millions of dollars to do what Johnny did. You don't need to buy an island. You can create a tribute in your own way. A small garden in your backyard. A special photo frame on your wall. A donation to something they cared about. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to come from the heart. Here's a little tip I love to share. Take a moment to think about someone you've lost. Think of one dream or wish they once had. Even if it was something tiny, maybe they always wanted to visit a certain place, or plant a certain kind of flower, or see a particular movie. Write it down. And one day, find a way to make it happen. You'd be amazed how much peace and joy that can bring you. When Johnny was once asked about the island, he just smiled and said it wasn't just an escape for him. It was a way of keeping her alive. Keeping her memory alive, in paradise. Doesn't that just say it all? It makes you stop and think, doesn't it? Who in your life has shaped you the most? And how could you honor them? What dream of theirs could you carry forward? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you could dedicate anything, big or small, to someone you love, what would it be? Would you name a beach after them? Plant a tree? Frame their favorite poem? Let me know in the comments. I'd really love to read your stories. And if you felt a little tug on your heart during this story, you're not alone. That's the power of love. It stays with us. It inspires us to do things we never thought we could. If you liked this video, if it made you smile or even brought a tear to your eye, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps a lot. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next story. We've got more beautiful, emotional, real stories coming your way. And hey, if you know someone who'd appreciate this story, someone who needs a little reminder about the power of love and memory, share this video with them. You never know who might need to hear it today. Thanks for spending this time with me. It means a lot. And wherever you are, I hope you find your own quiet place, your own little tribute, to those you love. Take care. And I'll see you in the next one.